In today's globalized economies, industrial value chains span the globe, becoming ever more complex as manufacturers rely on interlocking networks of suppliers. Supply chain finance is helping to manage that complexity, reducing risk, supporting suppliers, and releasing corporate cash for investment in future growth. Over the past decade, the sector has grown rapidly in both scale and sophistication, with new technologies allowing startups to challenge the traditional providers of supplier finance.
The attention for supply chain finance has grown because there's more attention to two things. One is how to manage liquidity in your supply chain, and secondly, the availability of technology to make that liquidity diffusion possible.
The supply chain finance community has supported this growth by bringing together solution providers, corporations, and business schools to share ideas. From a small start with the first SCF forum at Nyenrode in 2013, the SCF community has gathered momentum as fast as the sector it serves.
So one of the main events, of course, for the supply chain finance community is the one in Amsterdam, where we try to bring the world together.
I love this forum. So for me, this is one of the most innovative forums in the world, talking about not just supply chain finance, but the broader topic, which is around supplier financing. How do you connect buyers and suppliers together to unlock capital?
But of course, it doesn't stop there. Supply chains don't stop at the border. So we've expanded now to Singapore, and we really see that developing into a second hub of supply chain finance knowledge.
It's very, very good. Very impressed. Speakers were top-notch, and the depth that they were taking us beyond reverse factoring I thought was a good ploy.
The fact that this is actually a multidisciplinary topic, it's good that we see academics, we see practitioners, we see bankers bringing everyone together. I think that's very helpful for all.
Together with local partners, the SCF community has also organised events in several countries, including the ISCF in Frankfurt, as well as events in Italy, Switzerland and Sweden. The pace of change in supply chain finance shows no sign of slowing. Distributed ledger technology, blockchain, is already being used to create smart contracts that integrate the release of supplier payments with stages in the manufacturing, shipping and delivery process.
And that's the big promise of blockchain, that you don't need centralized databases anymore, you don't need centralized authorities anymore, and thus you don't need a centralized vocal company in a supply chain. You don't need a big buyer anymore that forces data collection into a central database.
The SCF community is now a truly global organisation, with its magazine, SCF Briefing, reaching over 3,000 readers across the world. Over 2,000 people have already attended SCF community conferences and networking events in Europe, Asia and the Americas. Yet the community remains true to its origins as a not-for-profit foundation dedicated to encouraging the use and development of supply chain finance. Today and in the future, the SCF community will continue bridging physical and financial supply chains across the globe.